Be my guest, be my guest, be my guest with Sean Boy Joe.
Hello nostalgic nerds, what is going on? This is your boy Sean Boy Joe back for another video, and as you can see today I am absolutely sweating pigs because it is the hottest day recorded in UK history. Yes, welcome to the Be My Guest podcast channel, and talking of videos, I've got a load of them here at your request. Yes, I'm going to be going through today some of my old VHS tapes that I've accumulated from as long as I can remember, really. You have been sending in your collections, and boy, you have loads. I was very, very shocked at how many you still have and still treasure. So, today we're going to be going through all of this collection. Oh, look at that. Whoa, there's loads there. And even here, there's loads. And that is just the beginning. As I said before, I have kept some of them since God knows when. And I have, collected a few of them over the years. Ones that are rare, maybe on eBay. Some of them from charity shops. And they go for so much money now, some of these. I haven't seen these in yonks. They've just been stored in my cupboard. So it's going to be interesting to see which ones I still have. There are some that I had when I was younger that I got rid of, regrettably, that I don't have anymore. So yeah, I had loads. So this is all that I have left. Stay tuned until the end of this video because I have a very special competition for one lucky viewer on my channel. You will not want to miss that. Click that subscribe button, smash the notification bell to find out when all of these videos are being uploaded, and don't forget to give us a cheeky little like on here if you like the video and on our Facebook page. Be My Guest podcast, kids TV icons from the world of yesterday. You cannot miss it. And share away, people, if you like the video as well. Get more people talking about this channel. And also at the end of the video, I'll be giving you an update on the resume of the podcast series, because everybody's been asking when the Nicholas Opolski, should I say, I can't pronounce his name, Nicholas Opolski, when his podcast is going to be out, and that is very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that as well. Right, let's get on with the video, folks. Where do we begin with all of this? Right, oh, there's so many here. So basically, what I thought I would do is just go through each of them and show you each of them and see what they're all about. Let's have a look what we've got. Oh, look at that. Bear in the Big Blue House. Who remembers Bear in the Big Blue House? Contains 2 shows, a different day and night, and bats are people too. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. I must have accumulated that when I was slightly older. I used to love Bear in the Big Blue House. I was obsessed with it. Had it on CD-ROM as well. Absolutely loved Bear in the Big Blue House. Learn with Sooty, have fun with numbers. Oh, look at that. I remember Learn with Sooty. I had all of those videos, actually. Yeah. Hi there, Sue, Sweet, and I have never realised how important numbers are until we made this video. Now you can join us as we learn to count and see the way numbers are used. Sooty. I love that. That's from Thames Video Collection. There we go. They don't make them like they used to, Thames, do they? Talking of Sooty, look how many Sooty I've actually got. There's 2 from Sooty & Co. Sooty's Elastic Tricks and Speedy Sweep and other stories. Speedy Sweep was without a doubt one of my favourite ever Sooty & Co episodes. I just love that, and again it goes back to Matthew Corbett being an absolute genius with his writing. Speedy Sweep, Sweep's Little Accident and Breakdown. And on this one, Sue's Spring Cleaning, Sooty's Elastic Tricks, Home Alone Sweep. Talking of Sooty, if you've not seen my podcast with Brenda Longman, go and see it now. And don't forget to check out my little chat with Sue as well. Some great stories there, absolutely amazing stories. Right, what else have we got? The Great Noddy video. Join Noddy for 5 special new adventures in Toyland, as seen on BBC TV. Look at that. Wow, there's 5 on here. Noddy finds a fairy tale. Noddy lands a hand. Noddy meets some silly hens. Noddy's brown. Noddy borrows an umbrella. Sorry. Noddy goes shopping. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. 5 adventures Noddy. Noddy's not what it used to be. Everybody says their childhood was the best, you know, or their growing up for them, they had the best telly, but we actually did in the 90s. Comment underneath if you were born in the 90s and made in the 2000s like I was. Sooty's Amazing Adventures. Funny story about this actually. I didn't mind this series. I know it was an animation. I didn't mind it, but I can't quite understand what possessed them to actually make a show like this, where they got Sweet to talk and then Scampy also spoke, and you know, Sue was voiced by a different actress and all the rest of it. And if you see my podcast with Brenda, she talks about, we touch upon Sooty's Amazing Adventures, but also Richard, who acquired Sooty years ago and brought all the rights, has apparently binned all of these episodes. So if you have a videotape, it's very, very rare. You probably won't find all the episodes unless you have a videotape, and it's been uploaded to YouTube, because all of the original broadcast episodes have been scrapped, apparently, because Richard hated them so much. And I'm not surprised, because why would you turn such a, I mean, you don't realise you're buying a piece of fabric here with Sooty, and they made it into a cartoon and it didn't work. So I'm not surprised he didn't like it, to be honest with you. Mobber Top Shop. Oh, that was a good show. The Jim Henson Company. I loved Mobber Top Shop. 6 stories are seen on CITV. Another thing, they don't make CITV like they used to. All of these programs they used to put on CITV, and now they don't do them. Yeah. Once a Mobber Top Shop, Once Upon a Time. That was a good one. 5 episodes on here as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, I miss Mobber Top Shop. That was a great show as well. Brilliant. Oh, Rotten Ralph. Oh, look at that. I've even got the original whoopee cushion. Look at that. I remember this when it came out. Free whoopee cushion inside, featuring 5 Rotten episodes from the TV series. Who remembers Rotten Ralph? I had that on a CD-ROM as well. Rotten Ralph, that's brilliant. I remember Rotten Ralph. What does it have on here? Dead Man's Drop. Ralph's Royal Treatment. Rotten Ralph's Robbery. Perfect Pet. One of the 9 Lives. Wow. I remember Rotten Ralph. Anybody else remember Rotten Ralph, or was it just me? That was a great show. What have we got here? Busy Buses. Oh, I used to love Busy Buses. That was one for me and my auntie. We used to watch that all the time on Tiny Living. Who remembers Tiny Living on Living TV? Comment down below if you remember Tiny Living with Tiny and Crew and all those great shows. That was narrated by Brian Conley. There we go. He was now in EastEnders. Would you believe it? Yeah. See, not a lot of people would know that. It's a puppet that he narrated this. Seen on television. I used to love Busy Buses. Wow. Talking of Tiny Living, look at that. Barney. That was one of the only places you could see Barney was on Tiny Living when I was growing up. Imagination Island. Oh, I loved this. I was obsessed. Not just with Barney, but with this video. I would watch it again and again and again with my auntie. It was just the best show ever. Yeah, and it was there throughout the whole of my childhood. My auntie had loads of Barney videotapes, and she got rid of them after a while. But some of them, well, you know, we weren't to know that years later, some of them would be worth a lot of money. I don't have many of them. I don't know. I might have a few more. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, but Barney was just the best. And celebrating a milestone this year, I think. Is it something like 30 years or something? I know that the voice artist, Bob, whatever his name is, sorry, I can't remember, but I think his name's Bob. He's celebrating 30 years of, might say here actually, No, it doesn't say. I thought it was going to say his name. No, it doesn't say the cast. But check out the guy who originally voiced Barney. He's celebrating 30 years and doing personalised video messages and all sorts as well. So yeah, what we got here? Oh, Art Attack. Whoa, Neil Buchanan. That was a great show as well. I had all the Art Attack videotapes. And they brought that back recently. Well, I say recently, a few years ago for Disney. Yeah, Disney owned the franchise to Art Attack around the world. The greatest party video ever from the #1 show on kids TV. Yeah, it was the #1 show. I don't know what it was about people making things on television, kids television, that just... I don't know whether it was because it was easy and people copied them, but there was something about making stuff on kids TV that, you know, kids just loved. They were obsessed with it. What else have we got? Molly's Gang. Ooh, Molly's Gang. I remember Molly's Gang, slightly, as seen on ITV. Yeah. Anybody else remembers Molly's Gang? Maybe you remember it better than I do. I don't know. Right. Oh, another Art Attack. Art Attack with Neil Buchanan. That looks like it's the first one. It's big, it's colourful, have fun with art. Have an art attack. Neil Buchanan. What an absolute legend Neil Buchanan is there. Can we just have a shout out and say, Neil, you are a legend, and one of the people that I have tried so hard to get on my podcast series, but just hasn't worked yet. But we can all dream. Well, I can. Yeah, he's a punk rocker now. He's gone in to do. He's joined a band, I think. What have we got here? Well, 1, 2. Let's get them all. There's more. Oh, 3. There, look at this. Rosie and Jim. Got a special podcast coming up with somebody from Rosie and Jim very, very soon. I'm not going to say any more, but it will be coming up very soon. Bumper special, music party, and fish face. I went to see Rosie and Jim live in my hometown ages ago. Years and years ago, probably about, well over 20 years ago, at least, even longer than that. And I remember it so vividly because it was the actual cast on stage, and Neil was on stage touring with the cast. Neil being the narrowboat owner, the last one to own the narrowboat. And he was on stage, and as we were about to go into the interval, he was stumbling a bit over his words. Because if you watch interviews with Neil, he will say that he is dyslexic and he's not an actor, you know, so he was sort of thrown into all of this mad, crazy acting world of Rosie and Jim, and he wanted to be himself, but they kept giving him storylines and more stuff to do, which was all credit to him because he was amazing on that show. But he was letting everybody know that it was an interval, and I was there with my friend from school, my mum and dad, and he said, "We'll see you in about," and I said, 20 minutes. I just shouted it out in the whole auditorium, and he went, "Yeah, what that man said." And I was like, going crazy, and the audience were in hysterics, and I'll never forget that. I know it sounds stupid now, but, you know, for a little kid to be recognised like that. Lulu strikes again in The Adventures of Little Lulu. Ooh, don't remember Little Lulu. Is it just me? Anybody else remember Little Lulu? Don't remember Little Lulu. Looks like an anime. When was this? Because it was slightly before my time, and this was the 80s. Okay. I don't remember Little Lulu. But hey, somebody else might remember Little Lulu. Comment down below if you remember Little Lulu and whether I missed out on anything with Little Lulu. Another sooty there you go. Sooty animal magic. We've got loads of sooty. And lots of Rosie and Jim. Oh, look! Polka dot shorts. I used to love that. Oh, that was brilliant. I used to love that show. Polka dot, another one that me and my auntie used to watch. I was obsessed with polka dot shorts. Don't know what it was about it, but it was, I mean, it ran for years. And I loved every moment of polka dot shorts. Just a brilliant show. Yeah, a great big pair of polka dot shorts. Yeah, I loved polka dot shorts. Absolutely loved polka dot shorts. The greatest BBC children's video ever. Oh, yeah, I remember watching this because it had, oh my gosh, it said, let's see what's on this one. You've got Fireman Sam, Pingu, Spider, I remember Spider, Williams Wish Wellingtons, the Clangers, they brought the Clangers back now, haven't they? Noisy Rhyme Time, Noddy, Funny Bones, I remember that. Hairy Jeremy, who remembers Hairy Jeremy? Where is he? I might be there. Who remembers Hairy Jeremy? I do. The Little Polar Bear, they made some lovely films from the Little Polar Bear, didn't they? And The Animals of Farthing Wood, which I don't really remember. Look at that, that's a brilliant video. They don't do them like they used to. I mean, you never get these on DVD now, where you've got collections of kids' shows. Another Barney. All new Barney's Rhyme Time Rhythm. That. 1999. Featuring Mother Goose. Oh, I remember seeing something on a fan page for Barney the other day that Mother Goose is celebrating, the actress, celebrating her birthday. I think she's in her 80s now. Oh, brilliant. I remember Mother Goose and Barney. Look at that. And they always used to come in a purple, see, a purple case. You never get that. This looks like it's an American release. Yeah, USA. Lions Group. Interesting. That might be worth, someone might know if that's worth anything because it's an American release. I don't know. What was it? Tots TV. Ooh, look at that. I had loads of Tots TV. Bumper special, extra long running time, as seen on ITV, At the Beach and Other Stories for children up to 7 years. With you and me, a lot longer than that. Look at that, it's even got advice to parents inside, look. It gives you advice. In the planning of the Tots TV programmes, much attention has been given to the educational content and to the opportunities the series gives young viewers to learn and understand. That's brilliant. You never get, oh look, it's got the Ragdoll Productions address. 11 Chapel Street, Stratford-upon-Avon, Worcestershire. I don't think the shop's there now. I don't think it is. But anyway, right. Here's another one, Runaway Horse and Other Stories. Another show I love, Tots TV. Absolutely adored it. And there's people, check out, if you don't want your childhood ruined, do not watch these videos, but go online if you're interested. And there's people that visit the derelict Tots house because it's actually in a real location, in a real field. It's in a farmer's land, and literally just across from it is where the Teletubby land was before it now became a sort of set. Everything was real back then, which really worked well on camera because you could see they took time and effort to create these shows, and expensive as well. You know, you've got a real house, a model house that is used by the Tots, and if you go and check out, just type in YouTube Tots TV house derelict or whatever, or derelict Tots house, and you've got people who actually go there and visit the house. I would love to go and see it. Don't go and see it because the farmer gets quite frustrated because you have to cross over his field in order to do it. And one of these days I think he's just going to knock the whole thing down and have done with it because people keep going to visit it. It's a shame really, because it would be lovely if they actually kept the house there and rebuilt it and sort of made a replica of it, and maybe charged people to do like a walk-in tour. You know, I don't know, but it's a piece of history, let's put it that way, and I can understand why people would want to go and see it. And hundreds of people have posted videos online to show that they've been there secretly through the woods to go and see it. What have we got? But like I said, don't go and see it, you know. As much as I'd love to, I mean, like I said, the farmer gets really quite angst. He gets annoyed if people come and see it. Because it is his land, and he doesn't want random people just trespassing over his land to see an old derelict house. But I get it, like I said, because people want to see the history. But don't watch it, as I said, if, you know, you want it to remain as it was. Because it's not, it's very, very different. Sooty, Little Cousin Scampy and Other Stories. Yeah, that's another one. That was from the Sooty show. Fireman Sam. You see, they don't make these like they used to, it's all CGI now. When it was stop motion, Fireman Sam was at its best and its highest. Narrated by John Alderton? Never heard of John Alderton. Well, he narrated Fireman Sam, so yeah. Follow the antics of Fireman Sam, everyone's favourite fireman, as he stars in 4 entertaining episodes featuring a host of delightful characters from Pontypandy, a small town somewhere in the hills and valleys of Wales. There we go. Look at that. And that's an old one. Someone might know if that's worth anything. I'm hastening to get rid of these because they could be worth something, also it's nice to have that nostalgia. Paddington Bear. 5 stories from the original Paddington series. Look at that. A Bear in Hot Water, written by Michael Bond, of course, narrated by Sir Michael Hordern. There we go. Of course, Paddington was originally narrated by Sir Michael Hordern. Tempo Kids Club. There you go. How do you like that? Paddington, they've made a movie of Paddington, haven't they, recently? A couple of movies, and they've brought him back. He's quintessentially British, isn't he, Paddington? Wherever you go up to London, it's like Mr. Bean. Whenever you go up to London, you'll always have merchandise from Paddington, Mr. Bean and the Queen. You know, that's all you see in London town. Bananas in Pyjamas, Wish Fairies. Look at that, and that is not even been opened. Obviously, I had the Wish Fairies videotape when I was younger and watched it, but this one I must have accumulated at a later stage. It's not even been opened. Look at that, Carlton. Wow, there you go. I've got the original videotape wrapped up in cellophane. Look at that. As seen on ITV ABC video. Wish Fairies. I remember Wish Fairies. That was a big Bananas in Pyjamas special. When was this? 1997, this video. Okay. Yeah. I was a mere baby in 97, just starting school. I could have been about 5 then. About 4 or 5. Right. Miss Pattycake and the Treasure Chest Surprise. Learning fun for boys and girls aged 1 to 6. Integrity music just for kids. There you go. Anybody remember Miss Pattycake? I don't. Looks American. Maybe it's an American thing. 97. Oh, it looks like one of those Muppet programs or Jim Henson programs. Look, you see, got the Muppet there. I don't remember Miss Pattycake. Not really. Anybody else remember Miss Pattycake? Enlighten me if I'd missed anything. Maybe it was an American thing, as I said. Right, let's put it back in here. Okay, next load. I know some of you have been sending me in your videotapes because you have absolutely loads of them, loads more than I do. I mean, what do you do with them? You know, let me know what you actually do with them, because I doubt some of you actually get them out and watch them. You might dig them out once in a while and decide you want to put on, you know, Bananas in Pyjamas just for a bit of fun. You know, I don't know. And why not? It's nostalgia, isn't it? Or maybe you show them to your, you know, your relatives. Maybe you've got younger siblings or younger cousins that you show them to. Does anybody have a VHS recorder, or VHS tape, or VHS player, should I say? Let me know if you still have one of them, because they're hard to come by now, and whether you still use them. Because people say that videos are coming back into fashion. But, can you imagine, look, a big bulky thing like this? I mean, they take up quite a lot of space, and they're not like DVDs, are they? What would be really interesting if there was, I saw online that there was a shop, I don't know where it was, but it was a shop that purely sold retro videotapes. And I don't know where it was, but if somebody knows, then message me. Let me know under the comments whether there is a shop that actually does videotapes or just sells videotapes. Let's have a look. Mr. Blobby. Hey, Mr. Blobby. He's hit and miss, Mr. Blobby, isn't he? I loved him. I was obsessed with Mr. Blobby. I shouldn't be obsessed with anybody, but I was. I loved him. But people hate Mr. Blobby. Let me know if you like Mr. Blobby, whether he's like mine, whether you like him or loathe him. Even when he makes appearances today on like these comedy programs, like I think he appeared on The Last Leg or 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. He's appeared on This Morning Loose Women. Let me know whether you like him or you hate him. Because people seem to get really scared of him. It's just a man in a suit. Let's be real. It's a costume, a really badly designed costume, because all his legs and arms used to fall off. So it was really quite mad. This was from Noel's house party originally, wasn't it? Mr. Blobby was created by Noel Edmonds for his Gotcha series, if anybody remembers Noel's house party and the Gotchas, where he pranked members of the public. I could never really understand, because it wasn't until a lot later that I watched Noel's house party when I was sort of older, and realised that the Gotchas came from there. Because as a kid I didn't understand why Noel would lift the head up and reveal that he was inside Mr. Blobby, and then all of a sudden he would be next to Mr. Blobby in the next scene, and it confused me quite a lot. And obviously when he did his Gotchas later on, different type of Gotchas in his house parties series, I realised then that it was for that. But you don't as a kid, do you? Tweenies Live. Brilliant, says the Sun. The Sellout Tour on video. That was the one I went to see. Actually, I went to see Tweenies Live with my mum and my 2 cousins. My little cousin, she was really quite young at the time, as was I. I think I must have been about 7 when I went to see the Tweenies, and I think she was about 4 or 5. Something like that, I don't know. So I went to see the Tweenies Live. I think we saw them at the O2 in London. Let's see where this was actually. Let's actually say where it was. Nope. Doesn't say. Oh well, I think it was in London. I should know this because I did a podcast with Bob Golding. As you all know, as you've seen the teaser on my channel, that's coming up later in the series, and that was fantastic. Bob is just the most incredible guy. He's such a lovely, down-to-earth guy. I should send this to him. I wonder if he's got a video player, because he said to me that he hasn't got, can you get this? He hasn't got any Tweenies memorabilia at all. And he really wanted to show his daughter, who was at the right age, I think she's 3 or 4, wanted to show his daughter, what he used to do. And he has no DVDs at all, so as a thank you, as I do with all my guests, I always send them a little gift to say thank you. As a thank you, I went to HMV and I collected some Tweenie DVDs that they still had in stock, and I sent them to him with a nice little caricature. I'll share it with you actually, the picture he sent. He was so made up. And he's the kindest, loveliest, sweetest guy that you'd ever meet. He had a lot of time for me, and he sat and he had a chat with me, and he's done everything. I mean, the Tweenies is just one aspect of his career. You know, if there's a man that has ever been successful, it's him. Off the back of kids television, he's done so much. He's been in EastEnders, Mr. Selfridge. Yeah, he's just Father Brown. He's done all of those shows. He is incredible. Yeah, and a really, really genuinely down-to-earth nice guy. Absolutely down-to-earth and very genuine. Right. Yeah, and also, you know, he was so lovely to me as well, and, you know, he was so supportive of me, and, you know, congratulated me and said that I would go far, and hopefully, you know, off the back of this podcast series, which has been incredible, guys, and you've been amazing with all your support and all your love that you've given to me, and, you know, you and the guests make it, you know, you make what the channel is. I just chat, I just ask the relevant questions, but it's you guys that watch it, you know, that make it, you viewers. Right, what have we got? So thank you very much, you know, for all of your dedication, patience and time that you've given to me in watching these videos, and I would love to excel the channel and get more content out like this. So let me know if you want more content like this as well. I know a lot of you do this, and a lot of you do take more time when you're doing this with videos. You go through each of them, you know, you show people the spine and everything on the back. It's just so many, and, you know, I don't want to bore everybody. So yeah, this is Charlton and the Wheelies. Ooh. One show that Ronnie Lee Drew would remember, because that was sort of his era with the whole Rainbow era in Thames. And check out my Ronnie Lee Drew podcast, guys. More people need to check that out, because it was a great podcast, a great listen. So please do. And Ronnie, again, is, without a shadow of a doubt, the nicest, kindest person I have ever met in my life. I spent a whole afternoon with him. Got to actually sit next to the iconic puppeteer himself while he was, you know, voicing Zippy, the Zippy, you know, for 30 plus years. I got to play George next to him in a little promo video for the channel, so that was brilliant. Yeah, so Charlton and the Wheels, another one that I like a lot. Another Bananas in Pyjamas, show business. Look at that, 50p says on there. 50p, I must have got that from a charity shop. That looks like an Australian release, because look, it's got the G sign there for general exhibition. That is their equivalent to our classification, or BFF classification. So there you go. 50 minutes. Show business, Dr. Bananas, Seesaw, Amy's Castle, Lulu's Magic, Moon Rocket, Grumpy, 1P, Ready Steady Go, Robot, Chasing Rainbows. I'll let you know about the Banana-tastic podcast I've got coming up at the end of this video. 30 years. Can you believe it? 30 years since the Bananas in Pyjamas hit our screens. Neil Buchanan's Art Attack Scrapbook. Fantastic new art attacks to watch and do. It's another art attack one. There you go. Again, I was obsessed, like I said before, something about art attack. Everybody loved. Another polka dot shorts video. Pardon my garden. This one says the first time ever on video. Here we go. What's this one? UBOS. Ubos. I think. Ubos. I don't know if I remember that. The Ultimate Book of Spells. Anybody remember Ubos? I don't know why I got that. Yeah, maybe slightly. Wasn't really into animations, to be honest with you. Let me know if you remember Ubos. I might have been a bit after my time, 2000. Well, no, actually. Not for an older programme, I suppose. Oh, it was on CBBC. I don't know. Anybody remember that cartoon? Let me know. Potty Time with Bear contains 2 shows. When You've Got to Go, Call It a Day. Yeah, I had lots of Bear videos. Look out for more Bear videos. Also available on DVD. So many. I love that. Another Mr. Blobby, Blobby Vision. I remember this video specifically because growing up as a kid, I was obsessed with keeping up appearances. And Mr. Blobby appeared in I think it was it like a comic relief special or something, where he appeared in Keeping Up Appearances in Hyacinth's house, and he just trashed the house completely. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen, because I'd never seen a character appear in, you know, a comedy like that, and it was just brilliant. It was just amazing. So yeah, and I watched this time and time and time again. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, what else have we got in here? Little Tots TV, 1, 2, 3, a video special. I remember those video specials. They did one on animals, I think, and ABCs. Oh, look at the inside of them. It shows you all the ragdoll shows. Yeah. Brilliant. Tom and Vicky, the Tree House, 5 exciting adventures. Tom and Vicky. I remember Tom and Vicky. That's a great show as well. Always had a catchy theme tune, and the reason why, I'll give you a little interesting fact about Tom and Vicky. Have a listen to the theme tune. You want to know? I'll tell you. It was Justin Fletcher, Mr. Tumble. He actually did the theme tune to Tom and Vicky. Have a little listen, and you'll see. You'll go, oh yeah, it sounds just like a Bananasaurus, another banana's pajamas. 1. Tiny Planets, Blown Away. That looks like an Australian release. Tiny Planets, yeah, I kind of remember Tiny Planets, sort of. Let me know if you did. Chuckle Vision. Now that was an awesome show. Welcome to the crazy world of Chuckle Vision, courtesy of these balmy Chuckle brothers, Paul and Barry, in 3 mad episodes from their BBC TV series. Whether they're golfing, plumbing, or bowling, one thing's for certain: there's always plenty to chuckle about. Brilliant. God rest him, Paul. Barry, should I say, rather, not Paul. Yeah. There we go. Taken from us too soon. I think, am I right in saying that the other Chuckle brother passed away as well? No, I don't mean as in, there's 4 of them. I did 3 there, 4. There's, can't count. There is 4 of them, and 2 of them passed away. Because he's got 2 other brothers that are lesser known. So yeah, I believe that. Let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. Bonus 2-pack, Barney's Exercise Circus and Parade of Numbers. Look at that, 2 videos. You don't get them like they used to. Look at that, it's massive. Can you imagine nowadays going out and actually buying that? Look how it's quite weighty. I mean, it takes up a lot. Wow, 1993. Year I was born. What you got? Oh, Gophers 2. Loopy holes and a nasty change of temperature. I remember the Gophers. I mean, yeah, they were very different because they weren't. I mean, they were more for older kids, but I do remember the Gophers. TV's Go For It Gophers in 2 great episodes. Anybody else remember the Gophers? I do remember the Gophers. Absolutely. They're quite scary at times as well, to look at their costumes. They were for older kids. I can remember, yeah. Anyway. Right, let's have a look. We've got Titch by Pat Hutchins. The Picnic and 6 fun episodes. Look at that. I do remember Titch. I loved Titch. I had all the Titch books as well. Of course, Pat Hutchings, God rest her. Also in Rosie and Jim, wasn't she the second Mary? But oh no, people don't really remember that she created Titch, because she was a legendary children's illustrator and author, and she illustrated and wrote loads of books, including Titch. I remember somebody saying that they only ever produced 3 series of Titch, but it ran for years. But they only ever produced 3 series because it was very costly to make, and also it took, I think, 2 weeks to create one 5-minute episode, because it was all stop motion and made of clay, a bit like Morph, so it just takes forever to do. Look at that. I used to love watching Titch. Right. Zap! The wildest ever Zap video. I had loads of Zap videos. I don't know what happened to them. Look at that. More madcap mayhem from TV's craziest characters. Zap is the brilliant TV comic you watch instead of read. In this bumper-length 5th Great Zap video, there was 5 of them. There's loads of wacky fun from your favourite characters. They're wildly wacky and wackily wonderful. Oh, you try saying that. See Cuthbert Lily try his hand at anything and make a total mess of it. Daisy dares you to outrageous and meddling challenges. Are you up for it? And the handyman will teach you all the tricks of the trade, their magic. Smart Artie's world is really weird, and it's not always under control. And you can see how quick your brain is in our puzzle pages. In the wildest ever Zap video, it's non-stop from start to finish. Oh yeah, I forgot that Neil Buchanan actually played Smart Artie in Zap. Because they also had Sophie Aldridge after Neil left, playing Minnie the Magician, if I remember rightly, as well. Yeah. Didn't they have someone before this character, Daisy, as well? They had a man in like a suit, or unless I'm mistaken. Anyway, yeah, loved Zap. And if I could get anybody from Zap on my podcast series, if anybody's watching from Zap, I would love to have you on, as I'm sure lots of podcasters who do podcasts on kids' TV icons, or whatever you want to call them, would also agree with me about that, having somebody from Zap, because that was just the best show ever. The Adventures of Sooty from the Thames Video Collection International. That. It's an old one. It's an old one. 1984. Years before I was born. But you see, that's the good thing about videotapes, is that you know, I had loads of videotapes that were way before I was born. Talk about Sooty. There's another couple of Sooty here. Sooty Magic and Sooty's Time Capsule. That one's in an original packaging as well, isn't it? That, when they used to make them in cardboard. That's in the original. Look at that, how old that is. Look, it's falling apart. It's in the original paper packaging. Look at that. Sooty's Time Capsule. 1988 again, before I was born. And Sooty's Magic Show. This was the first time I got to see Richard Cadell, actually. Look at that. I loved this show because he showed us how to do all the magic tricks. The first time I saw him, 1999. There we go. Performance exclusive to video presented by Richard Cadell. Look and learn. Richard Cadell, again, is the nicest guy. I've met him. I haven't done a podcast with Richard. I'd love to, though. Yeah, like I said, did one with Brenda and Sue, check it out. But I hadn't done one with Richard, but I have met him before, and he's the nicest guy. And Sooty is in the best capable hands, pardon the pun, with Richard. He really is. What have we got here? Noddy and the Naughty Tale. Oh, I remember this. Join Noddy and his friends for 4 delightful adventures in Toy Town. I've got a little friend called Noddy because he sort of rocks and nods at the karaoke. So every time we see something Noddy when we're on our travels, because I've been away with him a few times and he's a great friend of mine. Whenever we see something in an antique shop that's Noddy, he just takes it along with him. And the karaoke host, because I do a lot of karaoke as well, always plays this Noddy theme from the 90s when he walks in the room. Just makes me laugh. He loves it. Absolutely. Right, last one, people. Can you believe it? Sing along with Rod, Jane and Freddie in a winter wonderland. Oh, what one to end on as well. I do remember this. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Rod, Jane and Freddie, of course, from Rainbow. And of course, we said a very sad goodbye earlier. Was it earlier this year? Yeah, might have been earlier this year or late last year. We said a sad goodbye to Freddie Marks. He was actually married to Jane Tucker. Sadly, we said a goodbye to him. Yeah, and he was another one taken from us too soon as well. Absolute icons, legends of kids television, Rod, Jane and Freddie. So much so, off the back of Rainbow, of course, they were offered their own programme. Check out, like I said before, my podcast with Ronnie Lee Drew. I think we filmed that, recorded that before Freddie passed away, but we speak in length about Rod, Jane and Freddie, of course. So yeah, that is it. There we go. That's all of the videos done and dusted. Bit like my hands full of dust. Yeah, sorry I couldn't go into length like some of you do on your YouTube channels, because I know you go into length and read every videotape, or what's on the back of every videotape. So, let's talk about, before we end the video, about the podcast series and what's been happening with me. Yeah, my health has been slightly up and down recently, so I've been well, I've not been well, up and down. I'm much better now, praise God, thank you. So yeah, I'm able to start resuming and editing podcast series again, starting with Nicholas Polsky. I got his name right for once, hooray, which I didn't do in the intro of the video, and he rightly corrected me, as you should. Yeah, so that was a brilliant podcast celebrating 30 years of the Bananas in Pyjamas, and how massive that was, not, least in, Australia, but of course all around the world, including here in the UK. So you're going to love that. And we touched a little bit upon Neighbours as well, because he was in that for a while, and what he feels about Neighbours coming to an end. And of course, us Brits, and Channel 5, we are to blame for that. It is a catastrophe. Why are they getting rid of such an iconic programme? I don't know. But hey ho. We talk about that. We talk about everything he's done prior to the Bananas in Pyjamas and before that. And his involvement in the Australian version of Play School. I am yet to find a podcast guest, bar I think one, that hasn't been involved in Play School. I mean, every person I have interviewed has been involved in Play School in some way or another, which is great. It was a great platform for young presenters to start out. Some say hard work, but yeah. Anyway, that's coming out. Should be coming out this week sometime, so look out for that, people, and I'll release the date very, very soon. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned the refact of a competition. Yes, it's competition time, people. That is my best X Factor voice. X Factor, it's competition time. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned there is going to be a little competition with a fantastic prize, and the prize is amazing. I am going to be uploading shortly a video where I'll be unboxing, unwrapping some beautiful artwork by a lady called Faye. She's a beautiful illustrator, a beautiful artist. Check her Etsy page, check her out on Facebook. She's brilliant, and she creates all of these beautiful scenes, beautiful characters from all of the classic kids television programs, and I get sent a piece of artwork every time I do a podcast, and then I send a copy on to the guest as a little thank you. They're beautiful, as I said, and you're going to have the chance to win one of those pieces of art yourself. Check out the Be My Guest podcast channel page on Facebook, and you'll see some of the illustrations. I'll upload them so you can have a look. You can choose any character you want from any show you want, or it could even be your favourite scene recreated as well. She is so talented, she can literally do anything. and you're going to have the opportunity to win one of those illustrations with an original certificate to go with it as well. Now all you have to do is like and subscribe on the channel first and foremost. Just go ahead and share this video and your favourite podcast video on all your social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use, or if you use all of them. Go and share your favourite video now and say some nice things too, if you like, while you're there as well. And get more people talking about this channel, because we really want to build a community. We want to grow this community of nostalgic twirly nerds. Absolutely. And I couldn't do it without you guys watching, and without your comments and your feedback and your love for me and your love for, you know, kids television. It's incredible. So I couldn't do it without you. So it's just my way of saying a little thank you for your continued support. So you know what you've got to do. Go and do it, and a random person will be selected in the next few weeks and contacted. But that's not all, because the lucky winner will also get a chance to receive a video message, a personalised video message from none other than Gary Copeland, MBE himself, the legendary Sing Kettles music man. You can have a video for a birthday, you can have it for an anniversary, it could be for a Christmas present, it could be for a loved one or a friend, or even just a shout out for yourself. You might even want him to sing a kettle classic. It's entirely up to you, but he will produce a little video for your pleasure. Well guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know if you want to see more content like this on the channel. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to see my ugly mush again. I doubt it, but if you do, then just comment underneath and let me know what other content you want to see on the channel. Always up for doing different things, and always up for hearing your suggestions, besides doing the podcast series, of course, which is going to kick off once again very, very soon. And join me in the next video, where I will be chatting to the fabulous Nicholas Opolsky as the series resumes. And yes, I know what you were thinking, about time too, Mr. Sean. Yes, we will be resuming our podcast with the Aussie classic Bananas in Pyjamas 30 years in the next video. Don't forget, people, in the words of Britney Spears, to hit me, baby. Not me, but hit that big notification bell and subscribe, and give us a cheeky little like as well on here and on Facebook, and you will be up to date with all the content on this channel. You really won't miss a thing by doing that, and you'll also have the chance to win those amazing prizes as well in the competition. So it's a win-win for everybody. Oh yes, go and do that right now, and I'll see you in the next podcast video. Today you have been my guest, and I have been Sean Boy Joe, signing off.